Welcome to Author Skill Set Wednesday with a delightful quote from Saul Bellow, who said, "You never have to change anything you got up in the middle of the night to write." I know that's certainly true in my life. Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani. Welcome. If this is your first time, if you've been here before, welcome back. Great to have you here. My mission, my purpose in life really is to inspire, to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers. Writers just like you. So you can share the story of how God led you out of trauma and into the land of triumph. And the reason you want to do that is because you're on the other side of it. You know how to help other people. And this is now your mission, to get this book written so you can help other people through that same thing that you've been through. And I think that's a glorious thing. I think that's what I love doing what I do. So I want to talk about this quote because it's so important. There's such simple things to do to resolve the problem, to get that good night's sleep, right? So I just want to play with that for a moment. Let me get the slides working. One moment, too. All right, so I know you've been there just like I have far too many times. You toss and you turn. The mind is just running like crazy and you can't sleep. Doesn't matter what you do, sleep is never coming. For me, I often wish that the thought would just go away and leave me alone so I could get some sleep because I'm really tired and I really need the sleep because I got a big day tomorrow. And yet, no matter what's going on in that respect, I can't sleep. I know you've been there. We all have. So here's the secret to getting that thought out of your head so you can actually get some sleep and wake up rested and fulfilled and happy the following morning. Get out of bed and write it down. Sounds super simple. I know, I get that. If you don't have one beside your bed already, get a notebook and a pen, make sure the pen works, and just keep that beside your bedside at night. You may not use it for 6 months. You may not use it for a year. But there will be that night where you'll wake up and you can't sleep because you've got this thing going through your head. Write it down. You'll sleep like a baby afterwards. Or, if you want to get out of bed, get out of bed. Go into your office like I typically do. Turn on the computer, write it down as much as is required. Don't limit yourself like, I'll just write this 13 seconds worth and then I'll go to bed. No. It won't work. Well, I shouldn't say. It won't work for me. I've tried that. It doesn't work. It might work for you. If it does, fantastic. Get up and write it down. Not only will this be some of the best writing you'll ever do, because it's that stuff that's bubbling up and it can't be put down. But once that hamster is off the wheel, guess what? You've got these words written on the page. It's all there in black and white in front of you. And you'll go back to bed and then you will do that thing that is so, so amazing. You'll sleep so well. You'll sleep like you've never slept before. And you'll wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, feeling excited for the day, feeling like, I didn't actually miss anything. I got the thing done and I feel great about it. Because here's the other side of that coin. If you toss and turn all night, if you fight with your inspiration when it comes to you in those wee hours of the morning, which seems to be what happens for me, you're also fighting your authentic self. When I lay there and I'm like, just go away because I just want to sleep, I'm not being true to myself. I'm certainly not being honest with myself. The thought's there because it's important. So treat it like the important thought that it is. Get out of bed and write it down because tossing and turning, fighting with my authentic self, that never ends well. Not ever. So the next time you can't sleep because your Idea Gerbil is running like mad, he's running a 25-mile marathon on the hamster wheel inside your mind, do what I do. Get out of bed. Write it down. Go back to sleep and sleep like a baby. It'll be awesome. And Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 really highlight the need to trust this process. The thought's on your mind for a reason, right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and then lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. It's a beautiful quote. These raw, unfiltered ideas are bubbling up in your subconscious while you're trying to get some sleep because they simply must get out of your head and onto a page. That's why they're there. So honor that. Trust that process. You'll sleep like a baby afterwards for sure. And yeah, it may cost you an hour or two. I mean, the last time this happened for me, I ended up writing for 3 hours. And yeah, that was on one hand a little bit challenging. I'll use that word, challenging, because I had a big day the following day. But yet I knew I would not sleep until this was done. So there was no point in simply stopping. I've done this enough times. I know what the process is. I know what will happen if I just put it down halfway through and go back to bed. I won't sleep. So I do. I get up, I write it down. And then here's the thing I want you to realize. Like, no matter how long it takes to do this, say it takes you, an hour or two. Giving up an hour or two of sleep in exchange for sleeping for 5 or 6 hours deeply, beautifully, that's a trade I will make every single day of the week. Because not only do I get the really amazing writing out of my subconscious, out of my brain, onto that page, I get to sleep like I've never slept before every single time. It's a trade-off I will make every single day. And hopefully you will too. For me, that 5 hours of sleep, the deep restful sleep, is always worth the trade-off. I would rather do that than toss and turn for 8 hours and just get more and more frustrated the more I lay there and flipper and flop and go crazy. Give it a try. See if it works for you. Put that notebook beside your bed. Make sure the pen works. Make sure the pen works. Because you're going to really hate it if you get up and start writing and nothing's happening. Because now you do have to get out of bed, right? So with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you enjoyed this little teaser tip, if you will, please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media accounts that are listed on the page there. authorcoach.click/Christopher. You'll find all the links to all my accounts, and you'll find a couple of other things that you may find very interesting as well. So with that, have a fantastic rest of your day. Write inspired, embrace the process, and just trust that if you've woken up, it's for a reason.